right, are we getting people back in? We are so sorry, but hey, it makes for a good story, I guess.
That's right.
We'll have to see if we can
be
figure out.
unexpected.
It could very well be that Facebook just isn't letting us stream because they had been taking Callie's stuff down. And another consultant just messaged me and said that Facebook has been really weird about people streaming. So guess we'll have to look into that. But God, what a bummer.
We'll have to watch the recording.
I did. I'm recording. So here we go. Welcome back, everyone. Happy Thursday. I'm actually Jody, in case you guys are new here. We'll just wait a couple more seconds because people are still trying to come in. Looks like we got, let me just see if there's, yep. All right, so we're going to talk all about parties and things tonight, but I want to get a few things out of the way if we could. Have you all seen the Bring Back My Bar list that's going around? Well, the current top ones.
Wait, you're talking about the ones we're voting on?
Yeah, the ones we're voting on. Have you guys seen the top ones? We were just talking about a few of them. Any in there you like?
Dark Harbor was on there the last time I looked.
Oh, I have to pull it up and see what's in there that I'm gonna.
I haven't looked. I know Ace isn't on there. I'm fighting for it, Lisa.
Ace, what do you put in the comments? Which ones you guys want to see come back, and I'll tell you how to get them.
Oh, Stephanie Jensen, I have Ocean in my club. If you ever need any, I get like 6 bars a month, girl.
Oh, yes.
Just holler at me, Stephanie, if you need.
You guys, I never liked Ocean until I went to Heather's house. I was like 11 years in. I'm like, what's the smell? And she's like, it's Ocean. I'm like,
yeah.
And now I'm completely hooked. And of course, they took it away and I had to wait for it to come back, but I've got it now. So yes, totally hooked.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to ask the panel a question, but I want you guys to use the chat as well. And this is a good one. And I'm going to start with Jill. Where Jill is here, right?
I'm here.
Okay. Just making sure. I can't see everybody. What is the scent? If you could be any scentsy fragrance, current or past, what would it be and why?
That's 13 years in. That's such a hard question, but like Jody said it tonight, I really do love Starburst Sky. Like it's everything pink, it's everything fruity, it's everything fresh. It feels positive. Like I just love it. But my ultimate favorite for all of the same reasons, and I feel like it's just me floating through the Florida air, would be Sandswept. I love Sandswept. Like it just is fresh and bright. And again, I love positive scents where you walk and you're like, oh, this is just amazing. It just smells so fresh and awesome and just makes me happy. So those are the two that I would be.
Who do you choose, Miss Jill?
Jamie.
I'm so glad that you asked. I would be maybe key lime cookie or sugar cookie. Some kind of bakery scent because I'm sweet and I like to bring comfort, and all bakery brings good comfort.
That's why you're Jamie Cookie Pilcher.
But and I am kind of famous for my cookies, but that's true. That's true. Like I love bakery scents big time. And if y'all have never smelled key lime cookie, it's so good. So good. Heather.
So I'm a little torn. I love Dark Harbor. It is absolutely, I might give it my son for it on a good day. Well, it just depends on if he's pissing me off or not. But today I'll take Dark Harbor over my son. But I also love By the Sea. That is the color of the wax, the way it smells in my house. Like I just absolutely love those fresh and clean scents.
Heather,
Mediterranean spa. Huh?
Heather, Jody was talking about Ocean. Like when I see the name By the Sea, when I smell By the Sea, I immediately think of Heather.
Yeah.
Every single time. So it's interesting that that's one, because I think of you when I smell it.
It is those fresh and clean scents. I mean, I love them so much. Like they're so good. So that is what I would pick. Jody, what would you pick?
I'm not sure. So if I had to pick a scent based on its name, I'm going to have to go with something like Saddle Up, right? Like, come on.
Oh, giddy up. Yellowstone.
Let's go for a ride. But if I had to pick one that described me or my essence, it would be Clean Breeze.
Interesting.
I can't warm Clean Breeze. I love it. I think it's fantastic. But
I don't care for that scent.
it's very strong, but I pick Clean Breeze because I love to travel. I love the ocean breeze, and you all know I have a slight case of OCD, so I love to be clean. And so clean, the word Clean Breeze
Just makes you happy.
It just makes me happy. It's like a clean.
If we could get a scent like Purple Fabuloso, I would buy that every day.
My husband used to mop with Pine Sol when I was in a bad mood because he knew that that scent would change my mind. There's something about, like you said, clean and fresh scents. Like they're just like, they're almost calming.
It's a mood enhancer, no matter which direction you're going.
Yep.
Scent 100% affects mood.
And it's funny, like, and I'm seeing it more and more, like I'm doing it, of course, being with Scentsy this long, but it's starting to pop up in blog posts too, like just like weddings, everyone either, I know choosing a perfume so that you always remember your wedding and your special day, but even picking a scent that you have like at the reception, whether it's candles or people are bringing diffusers into receptions and having them so you have a specific scent. Oh yes, sand swept. Like it needs to come out in the flowers and oil and everything so I can be having it going everywhere. Like
it's so true. And when you find that signature scent, people, they do relate it with you. It brings back those memories that you, I mean, I had a lady here at the last open house that we did at my new girl's launch party. She smelt one of the fragrances and immediately started crying in my Scentsy room. Like she was tears. And I was like, I was a little like, whoa, what's going on? I don't really know. But she said, oh my God, my mom just passed a year ago. And this scent reminds me of my mom. And she called her daughter into the room. She's like, doesn't this remind you of so-and-so? And they literally were having it. That's how moving fragrance can be. I was in Kroger and I was walking in front of a girl staring at the bread aisle. And I was like, oh, excuse me. And I walked past her. I go, maybe it wasn't the bread aisle because the next aisle was the dog aisle. And I was going down to look for toys for Rip to see if they had restocked anything. She literally was running halfway down the other aisle, chasing me, going, ma'am, ma'am. And I didn't know she was talking to me. I turned around like, oh, yes. And she goes, what perfume are you wearing? She literally was chasing me down in the grocery store because of a fragrance. And I thought, this is what it's about. This, and no matter what type of fragrance it is, people are drawn to it. It does attract memories and people are drawn to good smells.
And it's funny, the longer you're with Scentsy, as your journey progresses, like, you know, whether like Poppies and Clover came out and either you loved that scent or hated it. But I remember it's when my Great Dane was passing away. I was warming it at the time. So like I have one bar and one room spray left, but every time I smell it, I'm like, oh, this reminds me of Stromboli. And like blueberry cheesecake was the one that I warmed nonstop, like in my old houses. Like fragrances remind you of different homes where you lived. Like it's so weird how it just like brings you right back to that time. Very weird.
It's funny. I was cleaning my office yesterday. It started off as a simple let me clean my desk project, turned into a major project. And of course, when you change, you know, you rearrange your office clean, you need fresh fragrance. So I put in sugar, which I love, and I was, you know, it's an old scent. So my daughter came over later. She's like, "What is that? What is that?" And it immediately took her back to our yellow house when I first started selling Scentsy in 2008, because it was the scent that we warmed at my launch party.
Wow.
She was like 8 years old.
So JC came home for Christmas, right? And she said, Mom, she, I don't remember where it was warm. I think maybe in the main part of my house. And she goes, Mom, what, oh my gosh, what is this? And I was like, I don't know. You know, I wasn't knowing what she was talking about. You know, it took me a second. I was like, what are you talking about? She goes, the scent. What are you warming? It makes me think of when you first started Scentsy.
Yeah.
It was Luxe Vanilla. Because I love
Luxe Vanilla is such a good one.
Yes. And so it's funny, Jody, she just did that like 2 weeks. And she said, do you have enough that you could send some home with me? This makes me think of home. And I was like, yes.
It's funny too, because I was cleaning out the garage and I still have the foldable Scentsy tote with the 2 compartments on each side that held our big testers.
Yes.
And everything I touched, I was like, do I need this? Does it bring me joy? And I put it in the throwaway pile and then I instantly pulled it back because it's all the scents of when I started and they still smell and I still go through and smell like key lime cookie and sugar and all of the Hendrix and like all the ones that came out the year that I joined. So it's funny. It's good memories.
So
it is. It's very good memories.
You guys might be wondering, like, why are we reminiscing and talking about stories and things? I think that sometimes we underestimate the power of fragrance and the tool and what we actually are offering to customers. fragrance is super incredibly powerful. There are very few people who don't like fragrance or don't have something that's tied to fragrance in one way or another. So I think it's important to, like Heather said, when you find a fragrance or a customer finds a fragrance that they relate back to or is moving to them, that's when you kind of know, like, this is just a little bit more than about selling wax and warmers, right? Fragrance has been an important part of our lives for many, many years. And we just all shared different stories, or our children had different stories tied to them. It's a very powerful sense that we have, and we get to really, truly bless people with that. I know that sounds silly. Oh yeah, we make them happy. Well, we do. I mean, my fragrance story is about an old vacuum cleaner that was my husband's parents, and for whatever reason, we used it one day after they passed away. And it reminded me of my grandparents who had been gone since I was like in 5th grade. A vacuum cleaner. I wouldn't throw it away because every time he turned it on to clean our cars, it smelled like my grandparents.
Yeah.
So weird, but
no, fragrance, it's a powerful thing.
Yeah.
And I think that's the basis of our business is fragrance, right? And it's hard for people to experience fragrance without putting it under their nose. I mean, you can only post a good looking picture, attraction marketing so much, right? Like it really is the experience. You know, that lady chasing me down the aisle, of Jamie's daughter coming in and going, this reminds me when you first started, or Jody's daughter coming in and going, oh my gosh, I mean, it's that same emotion that is getting everybody there.
Yeah.
And I think with COVID, building a network business in general is hard.
Yeah.
Building a network business through COVID that nobody has ever experienced before in their entire life is even harder. And I think we created results from having COVID that wasn't typical. It wasn't expected. It was a huge, huge rise. And then now people are experiencing a little different things, I think. And we've got to get back to the face-to-face. We didn't really necessarily have that with COVID. People weren't getting together. Online shopping became like the new norm and convenient for everyone, right? Like even me, like I was ordering everything on Amazon, not going anywhere. I mean, I am like an avid online shopper now. People want convenience and they want to know what's in it for them. And so a lot of these new consultants, I think, that have joined during COVID, they don't know the basics like we're talking about, experiencing this fragrance and doing these stories. And our customers are kind of used to what we've been doing for 2 years with COVID. It's a very different world for our consultants and our customers. And we're trying to basically undo the past 2 years, if you will, with COVID. Because when all of us started, these SSDs that are on here, you're listening to over a decade of training and skills when there was no Facebook, when our testers were this big, lugging it around, and it was heavy carrying them in. So when you're around leaders that have been around over a decade of skills and training, we've been through those ups and downs in all different aspects of this business that will help you get where you need to go. It's just up to you to decide, what are you going to do about it? You've got the skills. Are you coachable? Yes. Or you wouldn't be on here tonight. But what are you going to do about it? And so I've noticed a lot recently, and the other leaders can chime in too. Everybody is sale driven. They are so focused on individual orders that that's all you think about. When you wake up and you are working your Scentsy business, you are so focused on getting a sale. Right or wrong? How many of y'all do that? It's just the sales. And one of the things that I really want you guys to think about is we are in a networking business, and it does not work if you don't network. Period. So I want you in the chat, I'm going to ask all of you a question. This could be another question for the panel and for all the people. When is the last time you met a brand new person? Tell me in the chat, who's the last person that you met that was a new person that you've never met before? And where did you meet them? When was the last time you met a new person? And how long ago was it?
Do you want us to unmute and tell you? I wasn't sure of the assignment.
The SSDs can, yeah. The panel can put it in the chat, but just in general, doesn't even have to be talking Cincy with. The last time you just met a new person.
Well, for me, it was at the gym
Okay. How long ago?
about 2 weeks ago.
Okay. Brody, when's the last time? Jill, when's the last time?
I've been really, so I've been really trying, making it a point, because I'm like, God, like Heather said, I'm not leaving my house, and I'm not getting on social media as much, just dealing with my own stuff and stuff going on. So I'm like, a lot of the vendors that I have to meet with, a lot of them have switched to, well, we can just do a Zoom call. We can just do a Zoom call. I'm like, no, I want to come to you. And so I'm really trying to push myself to like leave the house and meet with them. So about a week ago, I met a new vendor and a new hair person. My hair person's retiring. So I'm making myself, because now when I was pushing people to do everything virtual, now everyone wants to do everything virtual. So I'm reverting back and going, no, let's meet. Let's actually see each other. So about a week ago, but that's pushing to see that person, because now that everyone learns Zoom, they're all like, we can just do Zoom. No one wants to leave anywhere.
Right.
I actually try to talk to people every day I leave my house. So this week I haven't left my house because I haven't had a car, but typically every day I go out, I meet somebody and I hand out Scent Circle. I make it a point to come in contact with at least one new person every day I go out. And I go to a salon every 2 weeks where they're almost like a teaching salon. So they have assistants that come in. So every time I go in for a lash fill, there's new apprentices, I guess. So I always meet those girls. And almost every time I get an order from a salon from one of the girls in there. But today I got a new consultant based on a referral that I had just shared. If you know anybody, I met somebody new. Again, it wasn't in person today though. It was through, social media in a way, but it was a referral from somebody I do know and have a relationship with. And so it's important to keep all of your options open, but I do think that we need to get back out in person for sure. I think it's been a big focus, like Heather was saying earlier, it's so easy to collect the individual order instead of going for a party and meeting new people. So I'll let you finish your stream of thought on that.
Sure. No. And I think it's important for you guys to realize, and I don't remember who asked the question, does it have to be a Scentsy related contact or not? I don't want you to think about Scentsy at all. When I ask you if you've met a new person, I'm talking in person, conversation, meeting a new person. I'm not talking about online. I'm talking about good old relationships. When's the last time that you met a new person? Because this is a networking business. And it made me stop and think and go, oh my gosh, when was the last time I met a new person? It was my open house. Do you know how long? Granted, we go out to dinner every night and I intentionally sit at the bar so I can strike up conversation with people to meet new people on a weekly basis for that meeting. But I didn't have like valuable conversation with people. It was for my open house. And I'm like, that's not going to cut it. Like if I literally am trying to rebuild my business, the same pool of people are not giving me what I need. It's up to me to go meet new people. So then I started thinking, okay, what does my schedule look like? Where do I go every week? What do I do? What are you doing as your daily, weekly routine, right? It's really kind of laying it all out to where what does your schedule look like and what opportunities do you have? Sorry. Okay. I asked myself, we had some people unmuted. I asked myself, okay, Heather, you're in the rebuild phase of your business right now. I'm not being paid at title. I have got to rebuild my business. I'm not going to get blood from a turnip trying to breathe life into these people that I've got to be 51%. I should not be doing 51%, right? So it's on me. What am I going to do to meet new people? So I stopped at Dollar Tree. Me and Maudie met for lunch. And we went to Dollar Tree because none of us had paper or pen. So I bought a $1 notebook and a quick $1 calendar so we could plan out because I had nothing to write with. Big mistake. We walked out $70 later for our pop buys, but that's a different story. But the point is, I immediately asked myself, Heather, what are you going to do to meet new people? And I had to think about, what is my schedule like? What do I enjoy doing? How am I going to put myself with the schedule that I have to meet new people? Well, I'm going to start a bunco group. I love games. I love bunco. I am going to start a bunco group, and I am going to find another existing bunco group to join. Games bring me joy. So that's number one that I'm going to do. Number two, I'm going to look for more events. I have stopped doing events. I was doing 2 events a year. I've got to do more events. If I want to meet new people, that's one way. Number 3, I'm going to book parties. And number 4 is, what can I do in my social life that's any different? Number 5, my scented craft nights that I do. People don't know that we need referrals unless we're asking for them. I was talking with Jamie the other day, and I said, it's really funny how we sit on and we talk to each other and we're saying, I just need new people in this business. And we're telling each other that as a consultant, but why are we not telling the people in our business what we need and what we're looking for that are working for us for free? My customers know I am the #1 consultant for them. They are going to be happy to refer my name to them. That I know. Confidently, I can say that. After 13 years of building a business that I have, I do take care of my customers. So why are we not going to our customers and saying, you know what, I'm really trying to expand my business this month and getting new customers. Who do you know that I can spoil with a sample pack? Or who do you know that might love some fragrance? My scented craft nights? Why don't you bring a new friend that has never been before, and I'm going to give her a half price cost at doing a craft night? Like, why am I not asking the pool of people that have the pool of people? And so it really kind of opened my eyes and said, if I'm controlling this, I have got to put myself in a situation where I am meeting new people, because behind a desk, it's not creating relationships. I went to Gringo's last night. The same bartender that we're just full of all kinds of stories tonight. Josh, our bartender, who I see and take care of every time we go in there. And those of y'all that have been here in town for all the things, y'all all know the peeps. But last night we walked in just for regular dinner, Jason and I, and it was their 30th birthday. And Josh came and found me and said, oh, it was an hour and a half wait. No, we're going to put I'm going to bump you to the top next list. You're going to have my section. We sit down. The owners of Gringo's let each waiter pick one couple to pay for their entire meal as a celebration of their 30th anniversary. And Josh picked me and Jason. He goes, every time y'all come in, y'all always take care of me. And I said, well, okay, babe, we were coming in here to pay for dinner. Let's pay it forward and pay for the couple's dinner right behind us. And then they bring out this box of all the Gringo's garb. And on the box, it says, building relationships, one meal at a time. And this is right after I'd had that conversation with Monty going, what are we going to do to rebuild our businesses? We are not happy with where they're at. We are not where we need to be. It's all about building relationships. And people that have joined Scentsy are all doing it online. Like Julie Sue was saying, it's all on Zoom. It's like a halfway relationship, right? But the fact that I'm in control of where I want to go, it's up to, absolutely, Nicole, it was. We've been seeing it everywhere about relationship building. And so I am taking control of it, and I am going to get out from behind my computer, and I'm going to go meet people. And one of the things I want y'all to think about is I don't want you to stop at the sale. I know several of y'all raised your hands and said, yes. Like, think of the last order you got. What did they order from you? Put it in the chat. What did they order? Did you try to upsell them light bulbs? Like, what happened the last order you took? A whiff box on Club, okay? The last customers that came to you, what was the order and what did you do? Valentine's bundle, wax. She took it from a 3-pack to a 6-pack, a full warmer and a mini along with the flour, a 6-pack of BB&B, classic clean bundle, a personal whiff box, doing laundry, scent pack, and I did nothing. So here's what I want you to think about. Number one, I'm gonna have you put something else in the chat. When's the last time you did a party, a basket party, a home party, whatever? When's the last time you did a party that wasn't an individual order? Because if you're sitting here listening to me talk, and if you aren't having in-person parties, it's because you're not asking people. If you're not getting people to join, you're not asking people to join. Okay? So what is enticing people to host? And do they know the benefits of hosting a party? A lot of people don't. You're the sales lady. You're just buying wax. They don't know the benefits of hosting unless you're communicating that with them. So, did you try to upsell them with products? Some of you guys did. Did any of y'all say, you know what, you're buying this right now? Can I set you up a personal shopping link that's good for 90 days so you can earn some free and half price?
Can I interject?
Yes, please do.
I want to first say I have been typing in the chat, but for some reason I am stuck on just one person again. So that's why I have to interrupt you because I can't use the chat. I actually did this morning, Heather. I don't even know if I've told you. So a customer called to place an order. We're talking a little bit and I looked, I took what she wanted. I was on the computer putting it in. I'm like, well, who else do you know that needs a couple of things? I'm like, because it's double half off month. I go, she was at $87, you guys. She wasn't even quite halfway there. By the time we were done on the phone, which was probably 10 minutes or so, she had reached out to a couple of people and we were over $200 just like that. Boom, that's simple.
But had you taken the order and stopped, it would have stopped there.
Correct.
But through conversation,
yes,
it went further.
Correct.
That's
so
unbelievable.
And we didn't close it out. We just put those orders in as it is. And she still, like Heather says, she can continue to use that. Obviously, we will close them in January because it is double half off. But if your host doesn't want to, again, let it stay open for 90 days and collect more money. Keep it going. But I wanted to let you know, Heather, I did do that.
And I think the shopping link is a great way to do it where it's not pressure. It's not, you're not bothering anybody where because I know some of you, it's hard. And I think Becca talked about it last week where you have to approach this as fearless and don't care what people think. You need to look like a fool. If you think you look like a fool, people don't care, right? They really don't care. It's really us stopping ourselves. And so when you're just getting through these habits of creating these moments, no matter what you're doing every week in your regular life, you've got to take advantage of that moment because seize the moment, have a conversation, become a friend. Don't lead with Scentsy. It doesn't have to be. That's what makes it awkward sometimes when you're bringing it up at the wrong time. Like, oh, how was your husband in the hospital? Oh, did you need a 6-pack of bars? Timing off, not appropriate. Like it's not, you've got to make sure your timing is right. So shopping link number 1, Jody, love that story. Did you mention anything about Scentsy Club? Did you pay attention to what they're buying to maybe mention Club and say, I see you ordering this all the time. Do you want to lock this in forever in case it goes away in March? And you get 10% off. I can't give you 10% off, but you can with Club. Are you even mentioning that? Number 2, exactly like Jody says, do you have any family or friends that need bars or bulbs? I'd love for you to take advantage of the double half price or get free and half price, anything. Who do you know? Did you ask them if they've ever thought about hosting a party? Sometimes it's very simple just to rattle that off. If Jody's coming to me and she's buying a 6-pack of bars, Jody, have you ever thought about hosting a party to get rewards? You're buying Scentsy so frequently. Girl, I need to hook you up with some of this free and half price. Done. And that's all you have to say, because now you put it in her head at least to where she's going to think about it. She may say no, but at least she's thinking about it.
Well, and Heather, another person reached out to me this morning. I have to say it was unrelated. She was just reaching out to me for a recipe. And I said, hey, by the way, I'm placing an order. She's local. I said, do you need anything? I can save you a little bit on shipping. She said, no, but when I do, I'll let you know. Like we get no's.
Yes, all the time.
Every time. Like I could have asked that same question that I asked this morning and easily gotten a no, but I didn't. It would, like Heather said, It would have stopped at an $87 order had I not simply asked the question. I asked the next person that question, the answer was no. It's not always going to be yes, you guys, but if you never ask, it will always be no. Always.
Always.
Never giving them the chance to even say yes. And the other thing that people do, because Heather mentioned, sometimes we stop ourselves because we're like, oh, we feel silly or it feels unnatural. Nobody really cares. They really don't. We are our own worst critics. We've talked about that a lot over the last couple of years, but do the things that other people are doing. Follow the other people that are doing things that you want, the successes that you want, and don't be afraid to try them. Talk like yourself. Some people are like, well, I don't want to call anybody. I don't want to ask. Okay, if you're texting them, they're like, I don't know what to say. They get stopped before they even try. Just send a text message if that's your preferred method of communication, the same way in which you talk.
Yep.
Don't overthink it.
It's funny, just
Yeah.
I remember thinking one of my biggest hurdles was just getting to Heather gives examples all the time of just asking. Jody just did too. If you guys can just try to remind yourself the next time you ask a friend or someone like, hey, I'm running to Costco. I heard you say you needed whatever. Do you want me to pick it up for you? As natural as that sounds, if you can practice doing that with Scentsy, because that was a huge hurdle for me where I just felt uncomfortable. So I would never ask because I'm like, oh my God, this is weird. I'm salesy. I don't want to say anything. But then once I taught myself to just ask like they're my best friend, ask like I would if I was picking their kid up from school or doing them a favor, like Jody just said, hey, I'm about to place an order. Do you need anything? And you can use that over and over and over again via text, via to each person that's local to you. Like you just have to practice because it really does come with practice and just you gaining confidence where you can tell your brain, tell yourself, so you don't stop yourself, that you're doing them a favor by asking, hey, I'm going to place this order. Do you need anything? It's really that simple. You just really have to practice getting comfortable because I've been there in the beginning where you just stop yourself because you feel uncomfortable. So if you can just kind of remember that the next time or picture when you ask one of your closest friends, if you can do something for them, that's how you should talk to all your Scentsy people.
Say something. My name is Linda Alva. Yeah, she's the new rep sponsored by Myra. Thank God. And you ladies are amazing. I'm at the laundromat like all the time right now. This is where I'm sitting and I got all the products out and I'm like, here's Sen, look it, you want to clean? Here, we have Dolly detergent. Oh, the beads, I don't know what we have, but look, I think we have this too. And then I carry my little bag and I sit here with my little cleaning spray. Hey, and then I'm like, you want a lotion? Smell the lotion. Your mom, your brother, anything. If it's a circle for your car, it's only $3.50 or the special. Look it, smell. I do it for my own clothes. I'm like, spray my countertops. I'm like, we're here. It's arrived. I'm home. I don't ever have considered myself a salesperson in my regular job that I lost, unfortunately, whatever, it's in the past. I'm customer service oriented to the T. I find where does that person, if they're buying an insurance from me, where's the gap? Where is it what am I missing? How can I be more a service to them? They go, well, you're the professional, tell me. And I analyze, I sit there, and before I make what I would call a friendly review of your policy, I would go, well, if he mentioned he has this or that, and this, and children and grandchildren, there's my opportunity. And then I ask him, why is it you're shopping for somebody or this? Well, my agent didn't do this, and I start taking notes. They didn't do what? Okay. And then I come back with, well, my name is Linda, and I actually love to make sure that you're covered. You're covering your assets, everything you've worked so hard for. That business, wow, it's amazing. It takes a lot to be able to grow your business from scratch, right? I look at where can I fill the gaps and to explain to them A, B, C, 1, 2, 3. And every time a customer says, I've never had an agent explain that to me, I'm like, bingo, ta-da. And I approach
And it is, it's like listening. It's being fearless and listening to your people. They'll tell you everything you need to know if you just listen. You're absolutely right, Linda.
I do this first. I go,
yeah.
Tell me more.
I love that. Thank you so much, Linda, for sharing that, because It really is. It's being a good listener, knowing what you can take, which path you can take it down next. And like Jill was saying, it's practicing that to get that confidence, right? JP, go ahead, babe.
Yeah, I was just going to say, we've all said we've got over decades of experience here. And it's funny, you know how when you, I don't know if any of y'all do this. I do it all the time. And I look at my Facebook memories. And sometimes I like really cringe, like I cannot believe some of the things that I used to share. But then I look at some and go, man, I used to like get out there and I had I wasn't shy about it. And I've noticed I've gotten more and more and more reserved for whatever reason, right? I don't know if it's me, if it's just the different dynamic. But I mean, I used to go like live for the world to see, you know, not the whole world, but you know what I mean? The Facebook world. And like, and have friendly competitions like with Heather and other things about silly little things. And now sometimes I'll go through my news feed and be like, when was the last time I did anything remotely close to what this Facebook memory? And if I look at it, it was in the hopping bopping time of my career, you know. I don't remember why I brought that up, but just how things have changed. Like it was like bringing it back home, making those connections.
Just doing it. Just did it. You used to do it, and now
I just did it. And I didn't care.
Yeah,
like what's that quote? What if I, you know, fly and I fall? Well, what if you actually fly, you know, or whatever?
Yeah.
Like I did not get that quote right, but you know what I'm saying.
Absolutely.
And like, just do it.
Yeah.
So
And it's crazy to think what paralyzes us. Like,
yeah,
it really isn't going to kill us.
Let's start with Heather, because you're so good at this. What would you say right now? Like, what would be something that everybody could go and say to a friend or a customer right now to start that conversation to get a party booked for the month of January? Basket party, Facebook Live, whatever. What would be some verbiage?
So that's one of the things I really wanted to talk to y'all is I feel like basket parties are our way in right now. People are really not as comfortable getting in front of people and doing the parties and because they're remember, our customers were trying to retrain their brain, undoing 2 years of being by yourself. I don't want to be near anybody. So I really think basket parties are going to be our way in. And here's what I want to share with you guys. I would probably reach out, and you can call them a borrow bag, a basket party, a show on the go. I don't care what you call it. You can call it a poochie pouch for all I care. I don't care what you're calling it. It really doesn't matter. And really, Beverly is dying. It's because she calls them poochie pouches. That's why I use that term, because she taught me that. And so I'm totally lying. I'm just making her embarrassed. So here's what I want. I don't want you to get overwhelmed by the name of it. I don't want you to get overwhelmed by the contents. I don't care if it's in a Ziploc freezer bag that you're handing out. I don't care if it's a $20 clear iridescent cutesy bag from Amazon. Your bag doesn't mean squat. Here's what you need inside: order forms, catalogs, and testers. If you want to throw in some other samples, great. Here's why I'm not putting the whole, here's your instruction packet and follow all these rules and here's how to do this, because you know why? It shouldn't be a bag that provides all the answers for people. If it did that, what is that going to do? That's going to prevent the customer from calling me and asking me questions and having conversations to get to know people. I don't want it to be a one bag solve all problems. I want it to be so basic that they have to call me and go, what is this? What is this Scentsy Fresh? What do I spray this on? What is this for? I want to get on the phone and tell them, hey, be careful spraying that room spray on wood floor, or you are going to flip and fall down and bust your butt. Be very careful, right? There's conversations in those moments that I need with my customers to create that relationship. And if I'm trying to type it all up and put it in my bag, I mean, and I'm going to show you a shiz ton of different basket parties here. And again, you got your craft bag from Hobby Lobby on clearance if you want to go that route. You've got the insulated bag that's just testers here. You've got the $20 borrow bag that's so cute, full-size products with tons of instructions no one's using. I've tried them all. It doesn't matter. I've got the $2 bag from the Target spot with just testers in it, not sorted. I don't care. I don't want you to prejudge fluffy fleece because you hate clean smells. I want you to smell this and realize that it is perfumey. I'm not gonna like prejudge you if you hate fruity scents. Smell the shiz and fall in love with it. And you know what? Here's the classiest bag of all, the one it came with, and just throw your catalog in the front. It doesn't matter. What I want you to focus on is being brave, making a list of people that buy from you all the time, like Jody said. What are you going to say to them? Pick up the phone, call them, and just say, I know you work full time. Would you mind taking one of these to your work this month to see if you can get some sales? I am really needing a party this month, and I know you love Scentsy. Would you mind taking this to work? It can be the truth, guys. You don't have to create a whole spiel to make it sound better than it is.
Heather, can I say something? 'Cause
Yes,
I'm
please.
just thinking about all this, and you know, we've been talking about breaking that cycle of like, oh, we'll just do a Zoom party, or we'll just do a Facebook party, or or filling out all the things. We've got to remember that we've got to get in front of new people again, and we want them to know, like Heather said earlier, like, or Jody, if somebody said it, I don't know, but like, we need to make them understand, show them how it can be fun again to do basket parties, like to actually have the scent, instead of them saying, well, I've already smelled, can you just bring me a catalog? Should remind them why it's so much fun, and what better month to do that than when it's double hostess month. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, when I placed my order this month, I had some ladies, I didn't do what I should have. I should have upsized it to a party, and guess what? I did not have her. I made it a party, right? But she wasn't hosting it. And when I went to see my host, I was like, why do I have so many rewards? Well, let's wake up, Jamie, you're a consultant. It's double rewards this month. We need to remind people why it's so much fun to host parties and how easy it can be to host right there. Like simplicity is my favorite thing about Scentsy. So I love Heather reminding us that, like, don't feel like you have to put everything in there to answer every single question. You want them coming to you and being like, asking questions to have those connections.
And tell your friends, you only need 5 or 6 people placing an order. That will be a party. I mean, let's be honest, they're not just buying a 36 pack of bars. They're usually spending like $50 or whatever. You just need 5 or 6 people. Go ahead, Julie.
And January is you think about where you guys are. I know for me, once Christmas is over, Christmas scents are done. So like my basket parties that I pulled out, I'm organizing, I'm throwing in there a few spice maybe, but mostly the clean, fruity scents that we have left in the catalog. And then I'm really reaching out to the people, getting back to my basket parties. It's funny when she was showing her bag and carrying it around, like, I'm like, that's what I used to do. Everywhere I went, I carried my bag everywhere I was going, everywhere I went. Why aren't I doing that stuff now? So all my bags are out. I'm throwing in all of the more spring, fruity, clean. You hear us all organizing and clean and all that. Focus on that in January, because that's what we're all doing. And, you know, a lot of people might carry some of the winter scents into winter, but when Christmas is done, Christmas is over for me. Like I'm not warming any of the Christmas scents anymore. So I've reached out, and already 4 people are like, yes, I need clean scents. I'm cleaning my house. I need that. So that's a great month to just focus on that. And the holidays are over, and like starting fresh for the new year.
And I had a host message me today. She goes, I need to call you. I need to schedule my new catalog party. If people are ordering right now, you plant that seed. Hey, new catalog comes March. Let's get a date on set for you with the new catalog. It's like, I have hosts that do one party every catalog season. So twice a year they host with me. If you can get them on that schedule, like scheduling, like I did my business analysis call today. I schedule it 6 months out. Every time you go to the dentist, they schedule the next one before you go to the next. It's okay for you to do it with your host too, and ask your customers buying from you if they want to go ahead and do that. But I challenge each and every one of you, get out from behind your desk, create moments where you can meet new people and build some relationships. Create a book club, a bunko group. I don't care what you're going to and where you're going. Where you're going, be extra nice to the cashier, compliment her shoes, start a conversation. Beverly was in the hospital with her husband for almost 3 weeks. I said, Beverly, you better take testers up there and go plug in a warmer. Like, maximize every situation. When you can make Scentsy a part of your everyday routine naturally, you're gonna not miss a beat, and you're gonna train your brain to know what to say and what to do. every single time. And
Heather,
don't stop at the sale.
and and that's so true. We are network marketers and people overcomplicate that. Take
100%.
Scentsy out of the equation and you're just going about your daily life and your business. You're going to work, you're doing your errands. If you are talking to people about anything, you're networking. If you're trying to find a lawn care guy or this guy that's networking. Don't overcomplicate it. Make your business, like Heather just said, if your business and your life become one, all of this falls into place kind of naturally. It becomes a much easier. It's not like you're trying to go out and find new customers. It's just, hey, I'm sharing Scentsy everywhere I go. Like if I take, you guys saw, maybe you didn't, right before Christmas, I had a pouch party in a bag. I went to a boutique, super cute owner was there. We ended up talking. She ended up with one of these. We're meeting next week to discuss what we're going to do. We might do a party. That's another time for another story. I'm getting off track, but the point is just make it part of what you do and it naturally happens, and getting sent other people's noses. It's that easy, and we have to stop overcomplicating it. We do. And
Yeah.
I love that you said, I want you to be brave, because people are letting that fear, whatever it is, keep them trapped.
Well, and it's hard to undo what we've been doing for 2 years. Everybody's in their own cycle, and we're becoming complacent being homebodies, talking on a screen, FaceTiming. We've got to get back to relationship building. No matter where everybody's busy, I get it, but everybody has opportunity. Usually the busier you are, the better chances you have at meeting people and networking. And I am a perfect example of that. I will network every single time I go somewhere. People know me just about every single restaurant I go to, and I do that on purpose because I don't have a lot of time to give. So I choose to do that and make those connections and go sit in the same person section every single time to build those relationships, because it's not about them, but it's about who they know. How can I help you and how can you help me? And that's what networking is. And you are in a networking business. So you have to network. You've got to build. You've got to let people know what you're searching out for and looking for in order to get. Customers don't see our business, what we're doing on a daily basis. They don't see how much work goes into creating a newsletter and printing them and stuffing them in 3 samples for each envelope and sealing them and addressing them and putting the stamp on and getting to the post office and then sitting here for a week. People don't even know the process of what really goes on behind closed doors, but pick and choose wisely what you're doing in this business this January 2023. Spend the time building relationships and finding parties. Don't stop at the sale. And if you have to put rubber bands on your hand, if you have to put a note on your phone, I don't care what you've got to do, but I want you to be brave and I want you to just take it a step further. Something. And it's so easy to say, girl, you're buying all the time. Have you ever thought about hosting a party to get free or half price? Or let me set you up a party link. It's so easy to say that.
So I think that's definitely what we want you guys to focus on this week, is really maximizing the special this month, which is the double half off. I mean, share that with your customers, give them the opportunity to restock their stash and save some money in the meantime. Like, you're seriously doing them a favor by following up and letting them know. Yes, ma'am.
Lisa Marie Presley just passed away.
Is that why someone said check the news?
I just got the notification. Elvis Presley's only child, Lisa Marie, dead at 54.
I know.
That's terrible.
Oh, I can't.
I just got the Fox News alert. Sorry, that was shocking for me. Wow, she had a heart attack.
That's terrible.
Y'all, get healthy. I got my blood work and I'm telling y'all, my cholesterol is high and my vitamin D level is 16. It is time to get healthy.
What?
Everybody, 16.
Jill?
Listen, I'm going to tell y'all, I talked about it last week about Monday, Wednesday, Friday, how we're going to walk.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody, we are going to be accountability partners for all. We have got to take care of ourselves.
We need to do, and I know it's crazy, but like we need to do a health shift one week. Like seriously.
100%. This is no joke.
And I'm talking like for real. Like people need to stop dying at 50. This is crazy to me. It like makes me so sad. Like, yeah. And I mean, it's as simple as small supplementation and getting labs done, guys. Really, I can't. You guys need to be healthy. I can't handle it.
Yeah, mine's very
Jill's in
low.
a tailspin now, Heather.
Yeah.
Her vitamin D is
Well, and I have never done blood work like that. This was the first time because I'm terrified of the doctors, and I went yesterday or 2 days ago, and she had my results back within 24 hours. And we are going to make some changes, and because we don't have a business if we don't have our health, we can't network if we're not healthy, right? Like it's nothing. She talked about the spoon theory and how if you start all day and you have all these spoons, and your spoons represent your energy. And let's say you have to go get gas. That's one spoon. Let's say you have road rage and you're getting pissed off at somebody driving. That's energy spent. That's another spoon. Whatever you're doing in your day, you're giving spoons away. By the end of the day, let's say when your husband, your kid comes home and you have no spoons left, you have no more energy to give. And it is very much real. And it happens to all of us. And I think in this business, especially the area that we're in now, a lot of people are disappointed in their checks last month. And, it's the ebbs and flows of this business that we've all seen, that we've been around 10 plus years. But if it's new to you, it is shocking. It does catch you off guard. And then with health stuff, and you see all these things happening, the world can consume so much of us and our business. And it's our job to get control of it all, right? You are in control and can reverse so much of this, whether it's your health, whether it's your business, whether it's your recruits, whether it's your party host, whether it's you can reverse anything you want to change. And so, yeah, I challenge all of you.
So next week we want you guys to come back on, and first thing you're going to do in that chat is drop how many people you asked and how many parties you booked. And it is 100% okay to say that you asked 10 people and you only got one party.
How about we do shift next week on health, physical health, mental health, all that. You want to do that next week, Jilly Sue?
Making the shift. I think it's a great idea.
Are you on next week, Jilly?
I am not. I am taking my daughter to Mexico.
Yes.
But Jill, are you?
Jill, you're muted. She's coming back on. Hold on.
I am, or I can do it the 26th.
Whatever you think.
Well, if Jody, if you want to be on, or
I do want to be on. Next week we were going to talk a little bit about some culture, but we could. I mean, I won't be here, so you guys can decide. I do want to hear your story though, because I've been on a health struggle too. And I think
we'll think about what's going on. I don't know anything about. I'm reading a book called Brain Energy. Yeah, we'll figure out what we're doing, and we'll get it on track for sure. I think it's very important. And
it won't be, you guys, not going down a rabbit hole of like, oh my God, meal plans and all that, but simple things that we can all do every day that will. I mean, I listened to a podcast this morning from one of my doctors, and he said, I can't remember what he said, but he said, we're trying to do 80% of things. Like at the beginning of the year, we try to like, oh, we're going to go to the gym. I saw so many posts. I'm going to get on my Peloton 5 days a week. I'm going to do all this stuff. And then people fall off because it's not sustainable. And so I think this month is a great month to talk about it, because I have so many little tiny things that you can do that aren't too overwhelming. And it doesn't involve being in a gym 5 hours a week and changing every single thing you eat. But
and maybe we get Marlo on here too that week. We see if she can guest speak, and
that would be
wellness challenge. And I really am going to start that Monday, Wednesday, Friday Zoom. We won't have our cameras on, but I don't know what time I'm doing it yet. But if any of y'all want to be accountability, we're going to all walk together and talk Cincy and just be on Zoom, and at least walking a mile. It may be 30 minutes. It might be an hour. I don't know, but we're going to do it Monday, Wednesday, and Friday to get active, get our health check happening.
Yeah. Last year, I mean, and that's all where it starts. Last year, one of the biggest things I did was walk 10 to 15 minutes after each meal. That's it. In the morning, lunch, and dinner. That's all I did. And it literally changed my body, because, and I can tell you a million reasons why, but you got to get up, you need sunlight, you need to move. 10 minutes.
Clearly I'm not in the sun with my level at 16.
Everybody can do 10 minutes.
I said to Heather when she told me her vitamin D, I go, sweetie, you better get on Amazon and get you a happy lamp, because you don't go out in the sun.
I don't.
You need some
I
vitamin.
have too many moles. I'll get skin cancer.
It blows my mind that you're even as upbeat as you are, and with that
vitamin D, I was like, oh hell.
Wait until it gets back to whatever it needs to be. Y'all better watch the F out.
Well, I love this. I thank you guys for showing up. Just two small things I wanted to add before we leave. On Monday, where's my notes? On Monday we have the zebra coming, y'all. I love Zoe the zebra. I think she's adorable. What?
It's Beverly. It's good.
I can't.
She thought she saw a Halloween zebra, and
A Halloween zebra. Mama Bev, what you doing, Mama Bev? So
no,
guys-
I literally stopped the car in the middle of the road. I said, when the hell have you ever seen a Halloween zebra, Beverly? It didn't exist, but it's our inside joke. I'm buying her
I
one.
honestly
buying
can see
me
this
one.
happening. And her
So
laughing.
it happened. It
I'm
really
sure it did.
happened. Yeah.
The other thing on Monday that you should be aware of is the last chance to get your Disney castles. They're not going to be on sale, but it is a great opportunity for you to reach out to your customers. Let them know that they can grab these and they're going to only last while supplies are here, you guys. That's Monday with Zoe and the castle and some other Walt Disney collections. It's all in your news tab, so be aware of that. The end. I want
I
to
love it.
all my notes. I did. The end.
Amy, thank you for that with the coconut oil. Good. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. I'm going to do everything I can. I had a salad for dinner. I'm on track. My cholesterol was 240, which is not good, but they said, start changing with your diet. So we're doing it. It's good.
So we're doing it, she says. I love you.
Whatever.
I love you all. Thank you guys for being here.
Yeah.
See you guys next Thursday. I will not be here, but I'm sure it'll be a great call. And our other leaders will be back from Mexico.
Yep. And we'll start next Monday on the walking. We're going to start next Monday. So I'll post it in the Thursday night shift group with the link for our walking Zoom accountability partners. And we're going to drink water and walk. We're going to do it together and we can, yeah, we'll knock it out. We'll
love it.
make some changes.
All right. Sounds good, everyone. Have a great night.
Love you guys. We'll see you soon.
Have a great productive week.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.